Here we are again, back where we belong on a Wednesday for another exciting episode of the Mascola Money Podcast. It's been 2 weeks since the last show. I was in DC last week with the 8th graders for the trip, end of year trip. It was great, but we are ready to get back to podcasting here. And there will be a theme element that involves the 8th grade trip and the upcoming trip next week to Boston with the 7th graders. So excited to bring you another show today, as well as the other shows that are on the channel. So check those out as well. But let's do our thing here. So let's get to it. Here we go. Let's not wait anymore. Here they are, your power rankings for the week.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
The Mascola Money Podcast. Top 5 power rankings of the week.
It's time!
Today's list deals with top 5 ways to pass time on a long trip. Now, that can be via bus, train, car, etc. Obviously, we're talking about ground transportation here. If you want to deal with air transportation, there's some thought to that as well. But just a quick shout out to social media. Social media is everywhere. It's on your phone. It's happening when you're not necessarily using it. So that's always something you can check. And reading a book or, checking out a magazine, it's like the thing people did before social media, but it's still a real thing. So those are things to keep in mind. But now let's get into our top 5. 5 is an old one, but still a good one. Watching a movie. Now, watching a movie has become a lot easier as technology has advanced. You no longer have to use a portable DVD player. You can watch it on any sort of portable tablet, laptop, phone even. I personally do not like to watch movies on my phone. I'm not a fan of watching things on a small screen like that. I know some people have gigantic phones, but even still, I'm more of a laptop or a tablet person. That said, it's a great way to pass a few hours. If you have headphones, you can do it without disrupting people around you. So movie is definitely a solid play, no pun intended, or was it intended, to go to start our list today. So number 5, movie.
4.
Number 4 is playing any type of game. Now, there are different types of ways to play games. You can play a game on your phone. You can play a game out loud with other people in the vehicle with you. Or you could even play texting games or games with people who are not directly in your vicinity. For example, with my group from Washington, D.C. last week with the 8th graders, I was sitting in the front of the bus. They were sitting in the back of the bus. I did Family Feud where I asked them questions and they had to text in the responses as quickly as possible as part of a group chat. So there's different ways to go about games. You find a good one, it can definitely pass some time. It's fun, it's competitive. And, it might be something you enjoy separately to just having to do it to pass the time of the trip. So game is number 4. 3 could land me with some criticism, I would think. But number 3 is sleep. Now, some people would say, is this really a way to pass the time? And I say, absolutely. Sleep is like the form of teleportation that hasn't been discovered yet. What is better than going on a really long car trip, whether it's overnight or in the day? You don't have to drive. You fall asleep. You wake up. You're there. You don't know how you got there, but you're there and you don't have to suffer through the whole consequence of the time it takes for you to get there. Sleep is a powerful tool. It gets you rested then for when you're already at your destination, so you have more energy to do whatever fun things or whatever you'd like to do that unfortunately not everybody else will get to do because you slept. Might it be a little rude? Potentially. But that is something that you will have to weigh out the pros and cons of with the people you would be with. But number 3, sleep.
2.
Number 2 in this list is the sound of music. All right, I'm not as good as the people who perform that in the play, the Suffern Middle School Spring Musical, but number 2 is music. We all know music is great for passing time in a car, but it does have its other purposes that are more unique. For example, it can help you channel your mind to think in a different way. When you are alone or when you're tuning out to music, I think personally that I at least find myself thinking on a more profound, deep level. I'm actually thinking about the lyrics. I'm thinking about how the lyrics could have any sort of meaning to me. And I'm thinking about what the artist is trying to convey. You listen to a full album if you have time in a car or on your trip in general, whatever vehicle it is, you'll start to understand or come together with a story perhaps of what the artist was getting at. That's kind of cool. Also, music is great when you're with other people. It builds the vibe of the trip. It can get you excited for where you're going. I think sometimes now, once we hear certain songs, we recall maybe being on a certain trip that we associate that music with as far as a place we were going or a fond time we have. So number 2 is music. Listen to it on your radio at high levels of audio and sound, or, listen to it in your headphones in the back seat and just kind of zone out like I was talking about earlier. All right? And number 1 coming up. Number 1 is not going to get anyone overly excited to hear it as part of my podcast, I would imagine. But the answer is conversation. Yes, there are other people around you. Then let's talk to them. And if there's not, you can call people on the phone. All right? Hands-free devices if you're the driver. But the reality is talking to people will always be something that is entertaining. We talk to our friends. We talk to our family. If we have a significant other, whoever it is. But it's a great way to pass time if you're telling stories, if you're joking around. I know myself and my friends, when we go on long car trips, we reminisce about old things we've done, things we are excited to do coming up, or just in general, we go over funny things that we've heard, either from social media or stories of what each other's done or something about a mutual friend that we know. So it's a great thing to do is to talk to people. You also get to know them better because you're literally trapped in a vehicle, right? You can't go anywhere. So why not at least understand the people you're around a little bit better, and you can build that camaraderie that will hopefully make wherever you're going a little bit better of an experience because you feel that you know that person even more so than you did prior to entering that vehicle. The longer the trip, the more you're probably going to get to know that person regardless whether you want to or not. So number 1, conversation. And with that said, that concludes our list for the day. In conclusion, I would just like to say thank you to all the 8th graders who did a great job on the DC trip. I think we all had a lot of fun despite the rain, and I think we made the most of the experience as an entire grade and unit. I felt like everybody really came together, and it was a great time. With the 7th graders coming up for the trip next week, I'm looking forward to it. Your list for the buses and chaperones will be posted by Friday. Looking forward to leading another bus to victory, whatever that context means to you. In general, make sure you check out the What's Up Wednesdays podcast channel, Suffern Middle School Podcast. Check out the other shows coming out this week. We all really work really hard to get you great entertainment and to work on our broadcasting skills as a club. Thanks again. I am out of here. Mascola signing off. Out.